a barren, rock-strewn former industrial site on the southern edge of town. Can you dream? Can you imagine what is possible? The co-founder of Project Neighbors, Walt Reiner, said, "I decided that for me, it's not about power, it's not about reputation, it's not about money. If you give up the desire for those things, the whole world is open to you and you can accomplish anything." With his vision and love thy neighbor as a guiding principle, Project Neighbors has for 54 years made reality out of dreams.
It was bitterly cold. There was a family that lived down the street on 505 Indiana, I believe. And Walt Reiner was up in age, he was in his 80s. I passed by in my car and saw him on a ladder in freezing cold trying to fix a gutter. I think it's the Allen family. And it was just interesting to see him at that age, in that kind of frailty, still trying to meet the goals of restoration and to be helpful of a neighbor in that kind of condition. Shortly after that, he died. So it was interesting to see a guy who had spent his lifetime trying to make a difference in some families' lives.
Project Neighbors has a history of responding to needs that nobody else is taking care of. That's everything from housing to child care to health care to publicity to public radio to education and beyond.
The first families to be part of the dream became part of the Valpo community in the late 60s and 70s. The Barbara Cotton House was built by Walt and university and community volunteers. Other houses were low-cost existing houses. Project Neighbors volunteers have built or rehabbed over 100 housing units, affordable by families who could not afford the ever-increasing local market rates.
And we quickly discovered by conversations with our new families what they were really needing in addition to housing was affordable and dependable child care and health care. And so that's how Hilltop Neighborhood House was the first, that was the child care, and the back end of it became the clinic.
In the southwest corner of the daycare facility, 500 square feet was reserved to be a free health care center. A part-time nurse practitioner was hired, and the Hilltop Community Health Center was born. Very quickly, the needs of the uninsured burst the seams of the tiny space in the corner of the daycare facility. With the financial assistance of Project Neighbors, Hilltop Neighborhood House built the 11,000 square foot Hilltop Community Health Center building. For 13 years, the healthcare facility, now known as HealthLink, occupied this new building. But like the original 500 square feet, even 11,000 square feet was inadequate to meet the healthcare needs of the underinsured. With a $5 million federal grant, HealthLink moved to Sturdy Road.
HealthLink now has 14 clinics in 14 different communities. It's been shown over and over that if people don't have safe housing, it's very difficult for them to have any kind of a life that's going to progress in a positive direction. When people don't have safe housing, it doesn't just affect their lives, but it affects the community's lives that we're all a part of, those of us who have safe housing. I think it's important that we share what we have to ensure that our other community members have a safe place to live, a safe place to call home. And that's what Project Neighbors does.
From the early 90s on, house prices and apartment rents in Valparaiso began to climb higher and higher. The small fixer-upper, which could have been purchased for $50,000 to $80,000, now was well over $100,000 and still needing renovation. During this period, it was discovered that Project Neighbors could build new houses for the same cost as purchasing an old house, with volunteer labor. Finding willing allies in local church congregations, the organization began an intensive period of new construction.
I have lived in Valparaiso for over 40 years. Project Neighbors has been an organization I have worked with on and off for all of those years. It has been really fun to watch it kind of grow and prosper and contribute to Valparaiso in all of that time. Without Project Neighbors, Valparaiso would not be what it is, and certainly won't be in the future what it could be.
To ensure affordability, the crew began building duplexes, cutting the cost of land per unit in half. If the lot was small or restricted by zoning, a standalone house would be built. In 1991, the first lot purchase cost $6,000. By 2020, the same sized property cost $90,000. With low interest rates, a brand new basic 3-bedroom house could be rented to a family for about half of market rate.
I started helping out, came on the weekends, and just fell in love with it. It was, such a great experience, not only the act of building the house, but just the camaraderie and the friendships that were made those Saturday mornings, doing the labor and learning some skills. So as an architect, I have a unique skill set that I'm able to contribute and help design some of these affordable houses that we've built over the years. That's been my contribution to Project Neighbors, to the projects and to the community.
We have an incredible board of directors. Somebody comes up with an idea of, have you thought of how to respond to this need or that need? And so Project Neighbors is a response to human need that nobody else is responding to it.
Since 2016, I've had a professional relationship with Project Neighbors through the classroom. We can't go at it alone. I think being part of this organization has helped me to realize that, which is another reason why I come into it very excited all the time, because I'm working with a group of people who are like-minded and who want to see the change in this community where we can provide opportunities, sustainable opportunities for our neighbors to grow and live their best lives.
The board meets monthly and have their ears to the ground. There have been some wild ideas: a microcredit union, a neighborhood grocery store, a soup kitchen, a radio station. Occasionally, a wild idea takes root.
NEO is a lifeline to hundreds of Northwest Indiana high school students and adults who need an alternative pathway to reach their educational goals, whether it's high school diploma or citizenship, English language, workplace readiness. I think the thing that resonates with me for Project Neighbors is that it's an incubator of ideas in response to community needs. I think that the ideas focus on making Valpo a more welcoming and diverse community for all. So whether it's housing, whether it's healthcare, childcare, education, music, community radio station, they've done it all.
Project Neighbors purchased the now empty former HealthLink building at 454 College Avenue. For years, Project Neighbors had received requests for housing from single individuals struggling to find affordable housing. But placing just one person in a 3-bedroom house was a waste of resources. An army of volunteers began the year-long process of converting the medical facility into 18 very small studio apartments, now home to 18 women. The idea of tiny 300-square-foot studio apartments for single residents appealed to another local not-for-profit. Housing Opportunities collaborated with Project Neighbors as general contractor to create Caroline's Place, with another 15 units for single women.
Neighbors Place is a great environment for single women here to live. It's safe, it's secure, it's clean. I believe their needs are met, and I think they like it here. It gives them a sense of family. A lot of the women that came here were down on their luck. They couldn't afford the housing here in Valpo. They might have mental health issues, they might have disabilities, physical disabilities. They don't necessarily engage with their families, and when they came here, they sort of meet their own family.
While volunteers hung drywall, installed cabinets, and climbed on scaffolding, and families moved into very affordable 3-bedroom houses, duplexes, or apartments, and single women found Neighbors Place and Caroline's Place, Project Neighbors board members explored other community needs to direct financial assistance in a meaningful way to the local Black community.
My name is Tina Allen Abulhassan. I am a resident of Valparaiso, Indiana. The Free to Recovery Fund is one of my main focuses. I'm one of their committee members, and we strive to help those who are looking for first home ownership assistance, educational assistance, and expanding their business.
Project Neighbors had just purchased 2 adjacent lots on Union Street. The Project Neighbors board agreed to sell the lots to Respite House and to be the general contractor for the construction of the 22-bed halfway house for people recovering from substance abuse.
Project Neighbors have shouldered the burden between them and the churches to attempt to provide for the marginalized individuals seeking primarily shelter. That's part of the problem, is trying to negotiate and navigate that for working class people who are of limited means.
The city's been working with Project Neighbors for decades now, and it's really been a profound impact on our community for a variety of reasons. First of all, they've provided quality, attainable housing for many residents who have needed a hand up. Volunteers engaging people in the community so that they see firsthand what a difference they're making, and they get to know the people that they're helping. And so not only are they providing quality housing and maintaining that housing to high standards, they're also helping the community see that we are our brother's keeper, and that when we give of ourselves, it creates a connection with ourselves and with the community, because we were designed to do that, to give out, to serve one another.
For over 50 years, Project Neighbors has worked consistently to make Valparaiso a community where all can find a home and be welcomed and secure. The new project we are here to support is a 10,000 square foot, 24-unit studio apartment building that will be conveniently located within walking distance of downtown and public transportation. Each comfortable apartment will feature its own full bath and kitchenette. This project will directly address the challenges faced by low-income residents of Valparaiso, with preference given to housing veterans. The project will cost approximately $1.3 million. With $800,000 already in hand, Project Neighbors must raise $500,000 to complete the project.
We can very easily give back some of what we have so that we can help others. I would say give, and give till it hurts. I mean, don't give so that you can write it off. Give so that you can lose something in the process, and you will gain some of your humanity.
A small amount of money, that's great, but I think that many of the people that we are reaching out can and should and need to dig deep and say, this is a contribution to the kind of community we know Valpo can be and will benefit us all.
Part of the blessing of this community is that we are all so well off, that it is a vibrant, profitable, and giving community. And so we need you to give to Project Neighbors to help facilitate this project.
So if there's any organization that you're compelled to donate to, I can easily say this one is going to have the most impact and the most meaning.
I'm asking everyone to contribute, to help keep this going, because it's needed, it's much needed. here in Valparaiso, and I think that the veterans need a lot of help too. I'm a veteran, my son's a veteran. It's a much needed help. Please contribute.
Give. Give until it hurts, because what you give that hurts you will heal us.